All right, we go on the podcast. It is a lovely Tuesday where we're going to talk boobies. What's up, Al?
Oh, hi, Jerry. Actually, the number of items I have are all bathroom related today.
Not
that
booby
I wrote
related.
down. No,
So I
but
was
this,
off on that.
This is just as good. Just as good,
Just
Jerry.
as good?
Yeah, I really started thinking about this stuff when you were playing clips of Shaq from inside the NBA.
Yeah. Running off to the bathroom.
Yeah, he had to run off to the bathroom because
Right on.
he claims that he's doing these shots of olive oil in the morning, and then they're making him poop.
You're supposed to take them at night. From what I read, you're supposed, before you go to sleep, you're supposed to take a shot of olive oil.
But it just got me thinking about like Shaq using a regular toilet.
Yeah.
Because when you go to buy a toilet, they don't have different sizes.
You probably have to have it custom made, I would think. I would think a lot in his life has to be made custom made.
Yeah. Like because I replaced the toilets in my condo when I moved in. I was like, I don't want to be sitting on
Someone else's.
What went on with this toilet?
Sure.
So when I went to purchase the toilets, there's two different heights for a toilet.
Yeah.
There's regular toilet.
And then a little heightened.
Comfort height.
Yep.
Then there's regular circular bowl,
oblong.
Elongated bowl. Yeah. And this was during a pandemic where I couldn't go to the store. So I was just ordering. So I was like, I'm going to order one of each. Well, I know I like the elongated bowl. So I got a regular size one.
Okay.
Like the regular.
So you ordered one for each floor.
Yeah, one for each floor.
Not that you were going to return the one you didn't like.
No.
I got it.
Ordered one for each floor. So, but I put the regular toilet, which is actually much lower. I put that one upstairs. But it's probably better because you're more in a squatty position.
Okay.
For your poop to come out better.
Right.
But I just started thinking there, I'm a thin man.
Yeah.
I weigh 155 pounds at most. Sometimes I'm like, I barely fit on this toilet seat.
Yeah.
How are people with big butts sitting on toilets and pooping?
Well, because it's the one area that has to sit over the opening. The rest can hang all over the place. That's the answer.
So just the hole, as long as the hole is over the bowl, nothing else matters.
Yes, of course.
And it's made of porcelain, so it's not going to break.
You would not think so.
Well, the plastic seat could.
Yeah, it could maneuver and shift.
They must be able to withstand a lot, those seats.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully for me, these are issues I've never had to experience yet. I hope I don't.
Well, you'll see some people like out in public, a gigantic person.
Al, I see people in public, they get on planes. I don't know how they sit in the seat.
Yeah, I don't either.
I really don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
But they do.
But then they got to if you're very large, like a Shaq or something, you've got to make sure that you sit in a particular way on the toilet seat so that it all lines up. You know
Again,
what I mean?
Unless he's got a custom-made toilet.
Yeah.
Which could be 1.5 the size of a regular one. I don't know.
Anyone's ever asked him that?
Because he's 7. If I have this right, Shaq is like 7'2" and probably, I don't know about now, but I bet you at some point he was 325. It's a big guy.
And how about like Andre the Giant?
I don't know.
That guy was 7'4", 525 pounds.
Yeah.
You think that guy was sitting on a regular toilet
in Grenoble,
seat?
France, those spaces were smaller.
Yeah. In Grenoble, France, they may even have different toilets.
Yeah. I don't know. I do not know. I mean, you would have to at some point. So like when I flew cross country, so we're on these flights with Rutgers. There's a lot of large kids on the plane. A lot of
even
kids
basketballers, even in shape basketball players are large.
6'8". So we had a couple 7-footers on the team. You're talking about large human beings. And I will tell you that most of the flights are no longer than 2 hours. And I would almost guarantee that most guys go to the bathroom before they leave the arena. And then there's always an opportunity to go when the bus doesn't take us right to the plane anymore. The bus takes us to a check-in point, which is right next to the plane. And usually there's a bathroom there. I guarantee you they go at the arena and then if they need to at the place so they don't have to use the plane. But we did have a cross-country flight this year where we went to Portland, Oregon. And I'm sure they had to have at some point someone had to have ended up in that tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And they have to deal with it.
Yeah. But hopefully they don't have to sit down.
But you might have to at times. It happens.
Yeah.
It does happen.
I know. I'd love to hear from people if anyone is listening who's really large or have been around large people that use bathrooms.
Are your DMs open for this?
Yeah, my DMs are open for this.
Good
If
Lord.
anybody wants to tell me how large, can you get a custom sized toilet, a bigger toilet
Well, even
for
like
your home?
the 600-pound show,
Yes.
I don't know. I feel so bad when and I don't watch it often. Sometimes in the middle of the day, I will stop and I'll watch it because I feel like I almost know the doctor now. Being he's been doing this for so long, you've seen him. I forget what his name is. Doesn't matter. And you sit there and it's like you feel so bad for people. Like, how do they even just exist? Clearly, they I would think live in a state of depression for sure. But like in some cases, they need help getting up. So
Yeah.
how do they? And they're clearly consuming a lot. How do they release it? It's just God. It's just terrible.
Yeah. And then if you have like a lower toilet to get up from that seating.
There's no way they're using toilets. They
Yeah.
can't. There's no way they can. Like there at some point, there's a line you cross where it just doesn't work anymore. I would think. I don't know if it's 7'2", 350 pounds, or if it's I don't know.
Yeah. I'm curious if, because Shaq's been on so many shows over the
Yeah.
years.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
done
yeah.
Howard Stern show many times. I should maybe this afternoon, Jerry, I'll research this.
Why don't you try and get him on?
Get Shaq on. We just have a couple questions about your toilet
He's been here before.
situation. Yeah, just like has he been asked about his toilet? Has Andre the Giant, when he was alive and been interviewed?
I don't know. I feel like those are questions. It was almost like years ago you didn't talk about sex. I don't know if
Yeah,
people want to talk about their toilet habits.
but I feel like Howard Stern would ask, and he would get a
Probably.
real answer
Well, it's probably true.
from Shaq. So
Yeah.
he maybe he has brought that up.
When he was here, it was Boomer and Carton, right? It wasn't
Yes.
Greg. Yeah,
Yeah, Boomer and Carton.
a long time ago now. Yeah,
Maybe it came up then. I don't know.
it might have. It might. I feel like how he had sexual relations with a much shorter
Yes,
female came up.
that has come up.
I
Yeah,
believe so. Just got to be so like. First of all, you've got to feel no matter. Well, I don't mean just with a girl, but just in life, you've got to feel so powerful when you're just bigger than everybody. That's got to be awkward though, when you're that much bigger than the person you're having relations with. Like,
yeah, you're just
he's
this.
7'2", 350 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, man. Imagine
No.
like you're a woman who's attracted to that, a very large man.
Yeah, well, good
You
for them.
must feel very powerful, Jerry,
I would assume
to
so.
both be the large man. You know, it
No, I don't know the second part.
seems no, I don't know that part either.
Okay.
But it does seem like, while very inconvenient in life, to be very large,
Yeah.
like Shaq. Very powerful also.
Very masculine
Very
as
masculine.
a guy. Yeah. I would agree.
Like if Shaq was coming into WFAN 3:00 in the morning, probably no one gonna.
I wouldn't think so. Although, as you
No
have
one gonna-
said before, sometimes creeps
Yeah.
like to screw around with the guy that looks tough.
Yeah, sometimes drunk guys
Yeah.
want to fight the biggest guy they
They
can
want to
see,
prove themselves.
which is just a terrible idea.
Well, it can be. That is
Yeah.
true.
In other pooping related stories,
Oh.
Jerry, I'm now making my own Metamucil.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were drinking. I said to you, is this grass-fed goat saliva that you were putting in your water? And it wasn't, but it wasn't far off.
No, so Metamucil, I think, is a great idea, to have more fiber in your body.
Mhm.
And I was a Metamucil person a number of years ago. Then I looked, like, Metamucil has like a lot of terrible ingredients in it. But the main ingredient is I think it's called psyllium husk.
Yep.
So you can buy just the psyllium husk powder.
Yep.
That's the only
Which I
ingredient.
have bought at Whole Foods.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
As a plain powder.
As in a capsule.
Oh, in a capsule.
And I will tell you, it did work better than the Metamucil.
Really?
It did.
See, I always wondered about, in capsule form, though, don't you have to take, like they say, take 6 tablets? Like, isn't it something insane?
I want to say we were supposed to take 2 with each meal or something like that. So,
Okay.
maybe said not at once though.
Oh, okay.
It was not at once. I don't believe.
Yeah. So I bought this and I was just mixing with water, and it had no taste, but it was like a thick water, which was, because that gets thick, which was really kind of weirding me out. But I was like, I have to take this. I should. Then I thought, what if I squirt some honey in there? That could work. And
Yeah.
it does. It works beautifully.
So you were good with the thick liquid going down your throat,
Along with
and
the
then
honey.
making it thicker with honey.
Yeah. I don't you put a ton of honey in, but a
Just
nice
a little
squirt.
bit. Yeah.
It makes like
What
your
about
own
what about a score syrup? You like to?
Yeah.
You like the tablespoon
maple
of
syrup. Yeah, I would have
Pretty
done
good.
it. Yeah. If you get real maple syrup, not
Pretty
like
good.
Aunt Jemima syrup or whatever they
Yeah, I
They
got
made them call that now.
So how, and do you find that this drink is working for you?
Yes, because I was having a problem during the week. Saturday and Sunday, I would go to bathroom, no problem. Wake up in the morning, I'm not even
This has
through.
been going on for
It's been
years.
going on for years. And then so I would get up Saturday and Sunday. If I'm home, go to the bathroom, no problem. Soon as Monday hits, nothing Monday. No, now keep in mind, if I went Sunday morning, I go all day Sunday of eating, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Oh God, dude.
and then
Maybe Thursday.
by Wednesday when I would go it was not
A big evacuation.
it was not pleasant.
I'm sure it wasn't.
It was like having a baby.
Well, it's because you're eating bricks every night.
Yeah.
That's all you do is eat steak.
So then I just started doing this and it's working
Okay.
much better.
All right. Another reason for you to contact Shaq. You should give him these secrets. You don't need the
Yes.
olive oil. Take my concoction.
Although if the olive oil works, that sounds like a good idea.
Suppose, again, this is all reading and this is stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but it does come from doctors on YouTube that do claim that olive oil, as you have also seen and read, is supposed to be like this wonder supplement, if you will.
Yes.
And so to make sure that you get it every day, you have a tablespoon or a shot of it before bed every night.
Right. Again, then you got to go, okay, am I getting the right olive oil?
Right.
Because everything's a scam, as we say, right, Jerry?
No question. No
Got to
question.
get the right extra virgin, single origin, cold pressed.
Yeah. I will tell you with that, even like I told you with the coffee creamer, I had no idea I forget, it was soybean oil, something in it. And I didn't know until I read an article last week. I don't know what I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I thought I was drinking for years. And so I saw that I stopped cold with that. And I bought one of these Chobani ones that doesn't have that crap in it. Not as good. I'm not going to say it is, but I'm used to it already and I'm good. And I don't miss the other one now. And it's a step.
Correct.
Taking steps.
Right. You don't want to be putting oil in your
Little
coffee.
steps. No.
You want creamer, real creamer.
Yes. And it's all right.
Where the ingredient should be cream.
Correct. Cremoland.
Cremoland. I see those trucks every day. Cremoland.
I know.
Come drive with us. We're Cremoland. You want a career? Cremoland wants you.
By the way, might be in my future. You never know.
Hi, I'm Jerry Recco, and I'm a driver for Cremoland. Oh,
Good benefits.
That also got me to thinking about, every once in a while you get a product where you go, man, everyone should have one of these. And I can't believe I lived without it.
You're talking about the bidet. I know where you're going.
The bidet.
Yeah.
If I can keep this into the same topic, the bidet.
So this podcast full of crap.
Yeah. If you want to title it that, yes, sure. The bidet is I use that brand called Tushy.
Yep.
Although there's many, you can go on Amazon. There's a bunch of different, but it really does make a big difference.
Nice.
So I recommend that for you, Jerry, in your home.
Thank you.
Your boys would love it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Shoot water right in your butt.
Okie doke.
I was trying to tell my mother about it.
How'd that go?
It went pretty good. Actually, she called.
Was this the Easter Day conversation?
No. She called me about a bidet. She goes, "The sisters tell me you have a bidet. We're getting a new toilet installed, and they asked if we wanted a bidet." I said, "Oh,
that's kind of cool.
You got to get the bidet attachment."
So is the attachment, they didn't buy it with the toilet?
Yeah, it was like it came as some sort of like when you're ordering the seat or something.
Like an add-on.
I don't know. Yeah, it was like some sort of add-on.
That's kind of cool. Did they do it?
I don't think she did.
Okay.
I think she bailed on the bidet.
You were not very convincing, were you?
I was not. But then I sent her, they have another weird looking bidet. They have the bidets that's part of the toilet seat. It's like you put the toilet seat on, the bidet's there. It's great. Yeah. They have another one that looks like, how your kitchen sink might have the
gun,
the spray gun, like that.
Where you spray it yourself?
Yeah, you put it between your legs, I guess, or whatever, and spray yourself.
Spray your butt.
Seems like it could get that could get messy.
Well, a lot can get messy down there.
Yeah.
As we know.
Yeah.
It really is. You ever wonder what people are doing in the bathroom when they're there for a long time?
Yes, I do.
God.
Yeah.
What is happening in there right now?
When I was a kid, I would be in the bathroom forever because it would take me forever to clean up. Yeah. And now with a bidet, Metamucil, fake Metamucil,
you're kind of good
bidet,
to go.
It's quick. Get in, get out like a person's supposed to do. Like a champion.
I totally understand.
But that's what's going on. Like when mothers can't figure out like why their sons are in the bathroom all day. They're like, oh, they must be masturbating.
No. No.
They're trying to wipe their butt.
A lot of times, that's exactly what it could be.
And every time you wipe, there's still something there. It's disgusting.
It is gross. It is gross. The whole process is disgusting.
It is gross. And I don't like that the sexual organs are down there, too. It's very poorly
The one thing
done.
we talk about how free
Mhm.
we discuss, I would say, sex in this day and age.
Yes.
It's almost like it's part of a common conversation when you go out with friends sometimes, or TV for sure. I mean, and now with these streaming services, it's like everything's on the table. The whole notion, though, of the mouth area in the butt area and that being pleasant
Mhm.
for who? Like, I'm sorry. That just doesn't seem. Now, I understand, depending upon how you are. I don't know. I just, that to me, that is meant for one thing.
Mhm.
I don't feel like your mouth is supposed to be there
I would agree with that.
or your finger.
Right.
I don't know. And yet you see and hear a lot of that on TV
Yeah.
and online.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, the Shannon Sharp Ocho Cinco Nightcap podcast, they talk about eating butt all the time,
Eey.
and I do not understand.
Yeah,
it
that's
for
a
the
weird
life of
one.
me.
I'm out for that,
what?
Jerry.
Come on, man. Like,
And you can't use that, Eddie. That can't go on the radio.
dude, he better not. That's not funny. That's gross.
Thank you, Jerry.
That is gross.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I mean, God.
It is gross.
Ay.
We are gross sometimes. We're just gross people.
This podcast is gross. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw up.
I'm with you, Jerry.
Being honest with you.
By the way, today's Earth Day.
Oh, you didn't do your tips.
Celebrate Earth
Why
Day.
didn't you do any of your tips?
I don't know. Because they've been recycled
You
for so
should have
many
done some
years.
new tips.
Yeah. Well, the one tip I could give people, which I had tweeted out, was that, we think that plastic bottles get recycled.
They don't.
And they don't.
I know they
just
don't.
simply don't.
Oh, I've seen enough from garbage pickups now.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all companies by any stretch, but I've seen enough garbage companies. They throw it all into one thing.
Yeah. You get that. And even the ones that separate it, the big things of plastic get shipped to a place that's either a landfill or other countries buy them from us, and then they just dump them in their oceans. It's
horrible.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's really bad.
I agree.
So that one's a bad one. The single-use plastic containers are just terrible.
Yeah, I hear you.
And we're getting all the plastic in our balls, Jerry.
I know that you're worried about that. I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
Who knows where else the plastic's going? Throughout our bodies.
I don't know, but do you, when we were growing up, well, I guess way back in the day, everything was glass.
Yeah, a lot of stuff was glass, like Coca-Cola bottles and all. A lot of it was glass.
Not plastic. Water, well, not water. Water didn't really become a thing until relatively recently in the last 30 years. But even when that started, you used to get the, not Poland Springs. What was the Perrier bottle was a glass bottle.
Yeah, most Perrier is still in glass. They do plastic, yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of it is still in glass.
Because you even, again, I'm too young for the milkman delivering milk. But I mean, from what I understand, watching Leave It to Beaver all those years, that milk was delivered in glass bottles.
Yes.
Because people always wonder, you see a lot of, and it's sad. I mean, how many people develop cancer at young ages now? Hopefully, knock on wood, we've been in this group been lucky, but you never know. There's a lot of things that while we eat better for the most part, we don't. And things are packaged poorly, a lot poorer than they were growing up or before we were even born.
Yeah. And like glass bottles, aluminum cans, those are recyclable. So and that's not to say some people still don't just
of course
dump them in the same
all the time
place, but if they get to it, they can go to a recycling center and be recycled.
Yeah.
The plastic bottles, a plastic bottle does not turn into another plastic bottle.
Cost effective is why we're doing everything in plastic.
Yeah, cost effective.
Sounds about right. That's pretty much the way of the world. Cheaper.
And then what happens, like in my town, is people you think you're doing the right thing because you put your plastic in your recyclable containers, and then the wind blows all your recyclables all over town, and
Yep.
so you're essentially just taking your plastics and just throwing them
And now
out
you're
your
littering.
window. Now you're littering. So you're really doing a terrible job, people.
Terrible job.
Let's get it together for Earth Day, shall we? Jerry, let's
Earth
do the
Day.
warm-up show.
All right, that was pretty good.
We did that this morning at 5
I
a.m.
woke up this morning, no joke. I thought it was Thursday. My
Mm.
first thought was, finally, we got to draft day. And then I'm telling you, I was in the car before it hit me. It was Tuesday.
You're like, damn.
And it
no
wasn't even
draft.
so much that we're not near the weekend. It was like, oh, we're not at the draft yet.
More
But we're
draft
getting
talk.
there.
We
We're
are getting there. Very close.
We are.
All right, Jerry. Warm up next. See you tomorrow. So.